It's time for a housing market update.
What does it have in store for us? Actually, we haven't really looked at the data too recently, so we're gonna read and react right live here for you, and we're getting started right now.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota area, make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
Phone number is 941-221-1897. Call or text at any time. We're always going to have your best interest and happiness in mind when buying or selling a home in the area. We hear from people all the time, and we love it. Let's get started. So we're doing this one by the Northport Metro, which includes Bradenton, Sarasota, the north end of Englewood, Venice, and of course, Northport. So new listings is where we'll start, and year over year that is down, and it's kind of flat, looks like the last month or so.
It seems like there was a little spike and then came down a little bit. That's probably when the hurricane happened. Nope.
No, yeah, that was back here, I think, where it went down. That was around the hurricane.
Yeah.
It went way down, and now it kind of came back up, which is kind of what we expected. It took that dip, and we thought it would come back up, and it did, and now it's kind of going back down / flattening. We'll see again. Like all this stuff we say, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen, but
usually we're pretty good.
Yeah, we pretty much know everything. But yeah, it seems like it's, yeah. If I had to guess, inventory might still continue to go down because what we're seeing right now is a lot of people don't want to buy right now because houses are still kind of expensive and interest rates are high. But everyone's more smart and educated now because they have videos like this to watch. So they're like, well, I'm not going to sell my home right now either. So now there's not as much going to the market. We'll see if inventory is still building in a second, I guess. So pending sales. Wow. Really down year over year. Went, again, big dip from the hurricane.
The hurricane then started to go up, and now it seems like it's going down and flattening again.
Yeah.
We'll see if it continues to go down or
off market in 2 weeks.
Down again, which that's not surprising. I mean,
kind of similar though, really. I mean, for the last 4 or 5, I mean, it went up a little and then back down. But yeah, you mean year over year?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially compared to 2021, where homes were hit in the market and they were literally sold already.
Yeah, and it was way up there. And then 2022 it went down a little, and we're down even more. Which places aren't flying, which is good. I think.
It's good for buyers, not so good for sellers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, homes are still selling pretty quickly, so it's not a horrible market to sell either.
Yeah, and she's a realtor if you don't know, by the way, but she does buying and selling, but we do more transactions on the buying side of things, so we're kind of team buyer. Yeah, so homes sold. That's way down year over year. And kind of look like trending down, too, just in general for the last 6 months. I mean, where is that there? That would be March, April. So ever since April, it started
going down, which again, it's not surprising. Like we have seen that in real life.
Yeah. A lot of this is kind of like us validating what we see and like what we tell you in videos. So it's just nice to be able to show the data and see if we're accurate for us and for you. New listing median price. Wow.
Not surprising there either.
Way up, but
it seems like it's coming down too. Yeah.
So.
Way up, but coming down.
Yeah. Overall, it seems like it is maybe trending down.
What's that spike there?
Right here?
Yeah.
That was October 10th.
September. So after the hurricane.
Yeah.
Makes sense too. People were displaced from homes. They needed to find a rental or a new home, so it does make sense.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes. Median sale price year over year is still way up. I mean, a lot of times that's going to coincide with the last tab that we just did, the listing price, but still, it looks like it flattened out for the last 6 months or so, and now it's probably trending down.
Yeah.
And still up though year over year quite a bit. Okay. So days to close, we're trying to figure this one out. Like a lot of this we kind of make sense of from what we're seeing on a ground level and put the pieces together. Days to close is down year over year, and the average right now is 31.5. In 2021, it was 34.5, which is pretty quick. Yeah. I believe that. I mean, things were flying. 2020 was 38 days, so more. So I guess I don't understand why it's quicker right now. The only thing I can think is like before, people getting displaced and they need a home now. And it's also like the hurricane hit around the time where a lot of people, I think, start thinking about getting their retirement or winter home, and maybe all that was happening at once, and so now there was a little bit more of a frenzy.
And also before the hurricane, there were probably a lot of people that were, you know, under contract on homes, but then because of the hurricane, they couldn't close.
Yeah.
And now they're closing. That would,
jacked it up, and then it came back down, or they were like, I'm probably going to put an offer on this. Let's hold off for the hurricane, and then once it was done, okay.
Like they were already in the process, so now that's why it was so quick to close.
So that's going to be our explanation for that. That's our best guess.
Yeah. Because typically it takes 35 to 41 days to close. So that kind of gives you an idea that maybe that's what happened. You know, people were under contract already, so that's why the whole process was a lot quicker.
Yeah, and I mean, usually if it's a really quick, you know, short amount of days to close, that means that a lot of places are selling quickly. They're on and off the market really fast, and a lot of cash buyers just because the closing process is faster. Active listings up a little year over year, and kind of flat but slightly up.
Yeah, it seems like it was flat and then slightly up and continue to go up.
That's a good sign for buyers though, overall.
Yeah, it means inventory is building, which right now we're at a 3 months worth of inventory, roughly.
Median, so let's look at that now. Median days on market, a lot of these are going to kind of tie in with that. That's definitely starting, I mean, the last 3-4 months has been creeping up. What are you staring at me for, puppy?
Distractions.
It's been up 3 or 4 months now, or months. And
yeah,
it's highest.
Days.
It's highest it's been year over year for the last 2 years. So that's a very good sign. Gives a little comfort to buyers out there. Let's look at if there's price drops galore yet. Yep.
Yeah.
Up.
Well.
Down and then up.
Yeah.
Well.
Kind of.
Yeah. Again, so there's these weird dips in the data, and a lot of it's again because of the hurricane. So that really just messed with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You can see there around September, it's when we had the dip, and then it started to go up in October and continue to go up, and now it's slightly down.
So if you see any of these anomalies in the data where it's all of a sudden it goes really down and then it comes right back up to where it was, you can almost guarantee attribute it to the hurricane. So Ian, our best friend Ian.
Age of inventory, 37 year over year, 37%.
68 days.
I do think that's going to continue to go up.
And we've said this in previous videos. I think that's a really great thing for buyers because now, like, once you get past that 2 weeks, especially like a month mark, there's a little more room now for maybe, okay, we can negotiate a little, you know, give them an offer. I can get a home inspection done. Nice things to do like that. So, yeah, and year over year, up quite a bit too. So, awesome. Months of supply, that shot, well, again, it went really down, but I think that overall trend, it's about where it should be. If you look at, you know, kind of did a straight line here and continue that line, but there was that huge dip, and now it looks like it's shot straight up, but a lot of that was
because of the hurricane.
Well, kind of. That happened in October
3rd was when it started, and the hurricane hit like the 28th.
Was it 28th of October? September, October. Okay, yeah. So
that first week, it's when, you know, people were assessing damages and taking properties off the market, and now
we're sitting at 19 weeks of supply. That's almost 5 months. 20 would be 5 months if we're assuming that you know 4 weeks in a month. We're at 19.6.
And just keep in mind, this is for the metro.
Right.
Too, so.
Yeah. So I mean, all this data. Keep in mind, like you got your Sarasota, north part of Englewood, and Venice, Nokomis. All those are part of this. You know, and there's going to be differences from city to city. But I mean, that's really
that's really good news if you're a buyer. I mean, even here in the Venice area, we have a lot more inventory. So if you're looking to buy, now you have time to maybe send a lower offer if you're thinking about getting a deal. But
if it's been on the market a while.
If it has been on the market a while. If it just hits the market, you can't go in and try. I mean, you could send an offer, but you're just not going to hear back.
Probably not, yeah. Yeah. And it gives you options to look at more than one place. You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's more out there to pick from. So you can maybe, you know, get a hold of her and let's go look at 3-4 places, and which ones do you like? You can kind of toss around the idea of 2 or 3 or whatever the case may be.
And you don't have to feel so rushed anymore that you're gonna lose the home.
And what's extra exciting for this, for me, is last update we did, I think we're sitting around 3 months of inventory. So we almost went up 2 months. Not quite, but almost since
that
then.
was we did it by county.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. But I mean, overall, I think it's going to look pretty similar.
Yeah.
Pending sales down overall, again, because of the hurricane. And then now it seems like it's trending up. But it also seems like it's going down a lot.
Yeah, back down, I think.
Yeah.
Overall, again, it seems like this here, you can kind of connect that line, I think, and there's just this weird dip because of the hurricane. Overall, I'd say,
trending down.
It looks like it's trending down, which will help with more inventory building.
Median sale price trending up.
Slightly?
Slightly, yes. There was a dip in August, and now it's trending up.
Yeah, pretty big dip, actually, basically from starting around June. It went down, so we can't attribute that all to the hurricane then.
But that's about when interest rates went up and a lot of people were, uncertain or priced out of the market. So interest rates being up, I think
we're kind of, everyone, buyers and sellers, real estate agents, are starting to make a little more sense of things right now. We it's kind of like almost a normal-ish market, but there's the really high interest rates. But I think prices have kind of worked themselves out a little bit for the meantime. I think maybe we'll see them go down a little yet, but I mean...
Yeah, something's got to give. If interest rates don't come down, then house prices will come down. If house prices don't come down, we hope that interest rates will, but something's got to give here.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy to just look at this graph still, though. I mean, pretty steady, and then right around, what is this? January 2021, boom, shot up like a rocket, and now it's, it had that dip and came slightly back up, but it's kind of flat overall. So we will see how that continues. Home sales. Right now, they're down quite a bit, which, again, not surprising. Inventory will build. People have more options. And then hopefully prices
will come down.
Yeah, will become a little more affordable.
Don't expect them to come down to 2020 levels, though. I think they will come down, but I don't think we're going to see those prices again.
Yeah, and it's hard to say, I don't think they're going to come down that fast. And I just,
Yeah, or how many years is it going to take?
And it's one of those things, too. I think it's going to be a little bit more of, 2008 was kind of like this long, drawn-out, really low-priced market for, it took a long time to go down, but it went down fairly quick, and then it kind of sat there for a while.
Yeah.
This one, I just feel like it's more all being driven by the interest rates. They went crazy low, prices went up. I think once that interest rate comes back down, I think prices are going to come back up. So you're going to have maybe, 1, 2, maybe 3-year window to get a better deal.
Potentially too, because you got to remember there was a lot of cash sales. 2008, everything was pretty much financed, and people that shouldn't have gotten approved for certain, amounts, they were getting approved. So now that's what created that problem. But in 2021, we just had a lot of cash out there, and most people that were buying were cash.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder for them people to lose a home when
it's going to be interesting to see, if the market crashes, people are saying it will, how it will, and what will happen.
We've always been firm on, well, not firm, but we believe that there will be a correction, which,
we have started
20-ish% maybe, 25 tops, which some people might call that a crash, but we just think it's going to go back to a little above where they were, before everything went crazy. What was that, 2020?
20, yeah.
Pending sales. Down,
yeah.
Not surprising. A lot of this is kind of the same data, really.
New listings down.
Inventory.
Price per square foot. Seems like it went up, and now it started to come down. There's a dip, and it seems like it's going up, but overall, I think it's trending.
Yeah, looks kind of flat right now, maybe slightly down. I guess we'll see. Price drops. I want to look at this just because, so there was a lot of them, and now there's not so many. I think what you're seeing is people aren't getting as unrealistic when they're listing their homes. I think people at this point have realized, I can't just put any number I want out there, and people are going to come flocking and have a bidding war over it. They're getting a little smarter. But that being said, prices are still, they shot up, and they relatively are still there.
Yeah.
You just can't keep adding extra to it now is basically what it means. If a home 2 years, 3 years ago was worth 300,000. You know, people were putting it on the market, let's say a year ago. Now we can do, okay, well, a lot of people would say it's worth 400,000. I'm going to put it on the market for 420.
And then they would get 30,000 on top of that.
Yeah, now it's
above asking. So
yeah, and now it's like, okay, it's probably worth that, 400,000 or whatever, probably even higher because things kept going up. It's probably worth, let's say, $450,000. Let's put it on the market for 450, more, maybe 460, maybe 440. And people are just being a little bit more smart about it now because they realize they don't have that kind of leverage, especially with the inventory building.
yes. So looking at the graph and all the information, I do believe we're going to keep trending down on home prices, potentially see more price drops, but I do think sellers are getting smarter about listing their homes and the listing price because like you said, people were listing homes like at the high end of the market. Now we're seeing it maybe the median price of the market. And also I do think that inventory is gonna just continue to build up. So that is great news for you if you are a buyer.
More options and hopefully lower prices.
Yes, definitely. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the area, make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
That phone number is 941-221-1897. You can call or text at any time. We're always going to have your best interest and happiness in mind when buying or selling a home in the area. And we hear from people all the time. We love hearing from you guys. Leave a comment with your thoughts on the overall market trends. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. And
Live breezy.